Okay, right. So let's apply this again here, and this is a question that we have in our textbook, in our program here, and we are asked to says that Daha Limited has a short-term investment worth 100,000, which is traded on the stock exchange. So it says, first of all, the investment will be sold in 90 days. And it says the daily standard deviation is 1,000. So I think the first point to highlight here is this, that the deviation must match. We're talking about 90 days, so we're looking for the deviation over 90 days. So if you're given, as you can imagine, the deviation over 1 day, right? So if this is the deviation over 1 day, we're interested in the deviation over 90 days. And so there's a standard formula for working this, and you'll be given, well, you this is multiplying whatever deviation it is times the square root of, if you like, 90 days. So for example, if you were told what that the investment will be sold in a year, you would be saying, well, 1,000 times 365 days, right? If you had been given deviation in months, for example, imagine you'd been told that the deviation was £1,000 every month. I'm just saying. And we wanted to know what the deviation would be over 3 months. You would multiply this by 3, if you understand. And for a year, you'd multiply it by 12. So that's how you would just operate. So just work with what you're given. So here you're given it's in days. So therefore, you would be multiplying by, if you like, days in terms of trying to find. So the deviation over 90 days, first of all, is the first thing to find. And this deviation over 90 days is the square root of 90 times 1,000. So as you can imagine, a potential deviation of 9,487. I'm just going to round it up to that. So this is the standard deviation we're expecting to work with, right? And the question says, based on general market conditions, the most likely outcome is that the investment can be sold for 96,500. So we accept that there's a potential for us to receive 96,500, but we can see there's a potential to also see deviations or one standard deviation of up to 9,487 in either direction, right? And that's, if you have that in your mind, you're working, so you know that your z-scores are always helping you to understand the extent of the deviation, and then you can now apply that to the mean figure to know what the final answer would be, right? So all that theory we've done just to arrive here, just so you could understand z-scores, you can understand the relationship between, if you like, the probability. So here he tells you what is with a 90% confidence, what is the lowest value that Doha will be able to sell the investment. So, well, if you have a mean, so let's just kind of go back here again. If we have here a mean, this is saying to us, if you like, a 90, what is the lowest value? So my z-score table will be able to give me 90% saying what is the lowest value I can sell it for. So he says there's a 90% chance that you can sell it on this side, right? So 90% is this way, so 10% is here, right? What's the 90% chance that it'll be higher, it'll sell for higher than this? Means that what's the 10% chance it'll be lower than this? So I can use this to find my z-score, to find my deviation, right, from the mean. That's what I'm trying to find. So we know that 90% means 10% here. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of things you can do with the z-score table. I'm sure you could even go the other way, but as you work with it, you'll understand yourself how to manipulate the z-tables. But I think a good way to start is just to understand how the z-scores are actually designed. Z-score tables are designed. So if I'm looking at 10%, I'll just clean this all off. I'm looking at what is 10%. 10% is 0.1, isn't it? That's what 10% is. 10% is 0. So I'm looking for the z-score that is equal to 0.1. So a z-score then not 0.01, 0.1. 0.1. I want it to be 0.1. So here I have here, so I can see here I'm 0.08, 0.09. I can see a 0.1. This looks close to 0.1, and that is 1.28, right? This is closer to, this is the closest. Wait, could it be this one? I'm going to go for 1.28. So the z-score is 1.28. That's the z-score, 1.28, right? The z-score is 1.28. So if I come back here, what this z-score is telling me that is that in this direction, 1.28 times whatever my deviation is, right, will take me is the degree of my deviation from the mean, right? So I have 9487, so 9487. So let's just do that. 9487 times 1.28 gives me 12,143. So there is the possibility that I could fall by 12,143 from that mean, and that mean is 96,500. So technically, if I'm starting at 96,500 at my price, I could fall by 12,143 all the way down to 84,000. 84,356. So what does this mean? This means that there is a 10% chance I could have my price could fall below 84, but there's a 90% chance that I can sell it for more than 84,356. That's what this is sort of saying, right? This is and it's important to go back and do those questions we did, I think, in part 3, where I was just talking about, I think it was prices, where I did the whole 12,300 and 600, just to go back to get your idea, the understanding. But you can see how I'm now using the z-scores to find this. Find your z-score, multiply that by the deviation, by the standard deviation. That gives you how many times it is of the deviation, right? And because it's just uniform along here, then find the actual difference, and then you have your figure. Yes. So let's look at the next. I'll look at the next question in the final video, just to keep them separate, just to give your thinking, just to give your process a way of dealing with this. So there we are. So that's the first answer. So where the question says to us, what with a 90% confidence, what is the lowest value it'll be able to sell it? If I'm sure that we can sell it for um, anything lowest price that we can sell it for, 90% confidence. I'm almost saying the same question. What is the probability? What's the 90% probability that it'll be higher? That's what it's saying. 90% just means what's the given a 90% probability, at a 90% probability it'll be the price. I will find the price. Oops, sorry, I don't know what's going on here. 1 second. There's a 90% probability the price will be here. That's what this is saying. 90% probability the price will be greater than 84,356. That's what that means. 90% probability. And a 10% probability it could be less than here. That's what the z-scores allow you. Remember, the z-scores start from here all the way at 0 and then increase as we're going along. Okay, I'll do the next question in the next video.